morning, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this month. Good morning, Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Wednesday, the 22nd of July, 2020. Well, here we are looking at markets. Stock markets all started out lower. They've popped. As you can see, the weakest is still the NASDAQ, and the strength is being seen in the other indices as that rotation that I've been talking about. If you get my morning subscriber videos, I've talked about this. If you get my afternoon ETF videos, these are the subscribers. I've been talking about it. There is a rotation which is bullish in the markets. When you pause in the markets that were leading the market up and the others get to join it, then you look over your left and right shoulder and go, gee, if those valuations are there, well, the strongest part had been this. You keep reaching up till you discover the value that the market you think belongs at. That's what the market's doing en masse. We're still looking at the metals in a whopping run. Copper, not. Now, Dr. Copper's a warning sign here. Copper's down in part today because the U.S. all of a sudden has said that they've decided that the Chinese embassy in Houston, Texas is a hotbed for thievery, cyber thievery, dealing with everything from computer science to COVID, and they've given them 72 hours there to get out, and what we're hearing is en masse, they're burning all the papers in the embassy and they're leaving. China's talking about retaliation, they'll probably kick us out of Wuhan from what I'm reading on the international papers. At the same time, that puts pressure on the US dollar and continues to boost in a number of foreign currencies. The pound, I think, got overbought. If you get my updates again, you see that, I talked about it. We're a little after they've opened up the numbers on the EIA. The fact that you're not bouncing tells me that the numbers, and I haven't seen them, is probably close to that 4 million barrel number that the API came out with. If you had a lot less reduction, they were looking for about a 2 million reduction, I'd have thought you got a pop. I could be wrong. Keep your eye on bonds and notes. You're honing in very close to all-time lows in the 10-year. We know that the mortgage rates are at all-time lows. Grain markets, especially beans, could be very disappointed if China would decide to stop buying our beans. The problem is there's nowhere in the world to get their needs now that South America is sold out. So I think they'll be here buying. The NAR, National Association of Realtors, all these numbers came out good. Not as big as expected. The existing home sales were expected at 22%. They got 20.7. Who's cutting the difference there? 4.72 million rate versus the 4.75 expected. Mortgage headline news. In all categories, we had a big surge. I'd expect that with falling rates. Springtime into summer, people didn't go out, they're buying homes. You see that, they're refinancing. So I said, China, there's talk that we're kicking them out. A UK paper is saying that the British government's giving up on clinching a deal of free trade until after the presidential election. That's important news. That's why the pound is down in a bit. And there's a rumor circulating in Europe that the European Central Bank is about to ask public traded companies to stop paying dividends until the COVID panic is over. I don't know how that will go. It's like in America, the reason investors buy into these things has to do with they're getting a return on their money, and I think that's what they want. As you know, I keep talking about my morning subscriber video and my afternoon. There's a reason. That's where the juice is. That's where I'm reviewing the charts with you. You're not going to get that anywhere else. If you like what I do here in my end of the day reviews, I think you're going to love this. It is very inexpensive. I mean, I keep the prices super low for the amount that I give, and it's quite a bit. I cover all these markets in great detail. In the futures, I cover 40 charts in the morning. I start recording 5:30 to 5:40 a.m. Typically, you have that before 7 a.m. for your trade. The idea there is you can tie that into everything before the stock markets reopen for you SPDR ETF traders also. First 30 days, $7.95. Now think about it. There's 22 business days a month. So I'm charging you about 35 cents a day. You don't get much for that anywhere else. Go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. Under the word research, all the info is there about all my services. I'm Ira. You have a good day. I'll see you this afternoon.